Sega.
I don't know what I expected, but it really wasn't this.
Amazing, isn't it? I was surprised when I first came here too.
There aren't any windows or skylights in here, but it's still so light.
The ruins are made of stone with a high ragnite concentration. It lights itself.
It's uncanny.
Look at this! Something's written on the wall here. It's in Old Northern script. Old Northern? It was the dominant writing system in Europa. You still see it on a lot of old monuments.
Do you know how to read it, Faldio?
Yeah, we just covered it this last year. Let's take a look. It's more or less a recounting of the Darkson calamity as the history books tell it. The Darksons unlocked some secret property of Ragnite and tried to conquer the continent. 100 cities raised its fell light, 1,000 men and beast therewith. It says this area used to be one of the cities lost in that purge as well.
So they did use Ragnite.
It was in the middle of that destruction that the Valkyria suddenly came into the picture. Supposedly they rose to face the Darksons, armed with sacred lances, blue with flame. That became the War of the Valkyria.
I had a picture book about that as a girl. But it's fiction, right? Like a fairy tale.
Ruins like these dot the European map, traces of the culture that once ruled the continent. The majority of the anthropological community now agrees that the Valkyria did exist. Wow, this is so educational. The Valkyria won and rose to power, while the Darksons were scattered across Europa. There are some who worship the Valkyria as the saviors of Europa even today. Meanwhile, the Darksons got branded with the stigma of their past and were persecuted. With no land of their own, they had to work as itinerant laborers and Ragnite miners. Which is why there are so many Darksons still working in the industrial sector today.
I never knew that. Come to think of it, Isara's dad was an engineer, wasn't he?
Anyway, that's enough history for today. Let's keep checking for Imperial tracks.
Whoa. What is this place?
It seems like it goes on forever.
Wow, look at this wall. Amazing. There are engravings everywhere. What do they say, Faldio?
I'm not sure. I wish I could tell you. They're too ancient for me to decipher.
Welkin! We're not alone.
Who's there?
Well, how surprising to find you here. We don't get many visitors. I won't ask how you were able to break in. It's not really important. But you defile this sanctum with your presence.
Guys, that's Maximilian.
Maximilian? Wait, but he's the enemy commander. Hold it right there! You take one more step and I'll shoot you down, I swear I will! What?
Lower your weapon. Your lives are worthless to me, but I do not wish to stain this sacred place with blood. If you are determined to have this confrontation, why don't we settle it outside?
Welkin.
Welkin? So, you're the brat who's responsible. My compliments for the Vassal Bridge and the base in Cloden. You quite impressed Jaeger. He was singing your praises, boy. Silvaria, come.
Sir.
Now's our chance to take out their commander.
She's right, Faldio. Let's go!
Right.
Your Grace, all troops have arrived at Nagyar and adopted combat positions. This time we'll crush their feeble army and see your Grace to the doorstep of Randgries.
Make it so. Silvaria, you have never failed me in your loyalties thus far. I exist because you exist, one aside the other. You go with my trust.
Sir, Your Grace, you are too kind. I was a worthless wretch before you brought me into the light of Your Grace's company. Estranged from my parents before I could know them, thrown into that research facility. The object of heinous experiments and deprived of human contact. But Your Grace took me from that place, raised me to be a human before a Valkyria.
Then awaken the powers within you. I betrayed the trust you placed in me.
No, Grace. Once I learned that the Valkyria's powers stir only when the body faces death. I didn't hesitate a moment. I would gladly pierce this breast again, even now. When you granted me the shield and the lance from the ruins, I became Valkyria only for you. Never until then had I thought to feel pride in the Valkyria's blood within me.
Now is the time to show the world the power that blood holds. Go forth, Silvaria. Bring victory to my army.
Yes, sir! You have defeated me. It's over.
I need to ask you. Tell me, how do you live as a Valkyria? How do you deal with the weight of that all the time?
I fought because I loved him. And what drove you to take up the lance?
It wasn't voluntary. The truth is, I never became one because I wanted to. And even now, I still don't know what to do. It confuses me. It scares me.
I see. You bear a heavy burden, without the aid of purpose. So I was defeated by a girl without commitment to a cause.
Freeze right there, War Witch! Hands up! No funny business. We finally bagged a Valkyria. Good work.
General! There was no call for violence. She had surrendered.
Watch your mouth, impertinent peasant. She uses evil magic. She's dangerous. The only way I'm comfortable with her is when she's unconscious.
Please, Lord General. In the name of mercy, I beg you.
All right then. Out with it.
Do with me what you will. I ask only one thing. Spare the lives of the men you've taken captive. Spare them, and let the militia escort them to their fate.
Good idea. Rats escorting rats. Sounds like a perfect match. Stand up, witch!
I have found the purpose to justify my life. I don't think there's much chance we'll be meeting again. That said, I'll admit I am curious. When the time comes to make a choice, what cause will your life finally serve? Farewell.
A glorious victory! Send word to Rangrease immediately. Tell them that Damon has taken Garlandio!
It hurts. Mother, where are you?
Hey! There's a survivor here! It's too late for the mother. Come on, we've got to get the child out. Now!
Mother, where are you? Mother! Mother!
Sire, Your Grace.
That incident grows old and stale. Silvaria, what news have you from the front?
Sire, they seek to push our soldiers past the border, and the total of their forces approach those of our own.
I see. The advantage now begins to sway towards the other side. It seems the loss at Nagyar has ended our hopes of strolling through the gates of Randgries.
The fault lies with me. This would be over had I but won at Nagyar. Your Grace, grant me another chance, I beg you. Please allow me to fight for your glory, sire.
Dear Silvaria, do you truly wish to be of help?
Yes, more than anything. From the time you saved me, Your Grace, I've known that I love you more than I do my own life. Sire, I want to work in the service of your dreams.
Very well. So, Silvaria, you report that the strength of our opponent now matches our own. In that case, let the fire of destruction rain down upon them. Use the final flame of the Valkyria.
But... Your Grace!
The hour of your death shall mark the inauguration of our rule. Farewell, Silvaria.